This thing could just would stop itching in the most awkward spot ever. Okay, welcome back, guys, to... Okay, she is talking and I'm trying to talk. Anyways, welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. I'm Tiffany Gambino, and today we're going to talk about 3 things that you need to be taking every day. And if you're not, you need to be. So these are things that will help with your gastroparesis, autoimmune, or if you're healthy, still take these because they still have benefits that all of us need, whether we have a disease or not. Remember, each of our bodies are different, so what might work for mine may not work for yours. Okay, so you have to find out what works best for you. I went through years of trial and error, talking to people overseas, talking to scientists, talking to doctors, doing my own research, taking notes for myself, and figuring out what works well for me and what doesn't, you know? Especially when you get into diagnosis like mast cell, things where you can be allergic to a lot of different items. That's where you want to be more cautious. But it doesn't mean you have to shut everything out. And we'll talk about that later, because mast cell and histamines, or high histamine foods like fermented things don't go well together. But there's a way to get around that, and we'll touch on that. So if you want to find out what those things are, then stick around and watch. Okay, let's get into all 3, guys, but before we do, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time I go live and post a video, or put comments in below and let me know what you think. So, kombucha is the #1 thing. I started drinking kombucha about 2 years ago, and now it's probably one of the most valuable things I have in my health regimen. So, after I drank just half of the first bottle that I had bought ever, I remember feeling an instant difference with my bloating. And it was like, amen. Because bloating was one of my major symptoms. I'm talking about, I've always been a thin person. I would look 6-7 months pregnant. I was bloated. Buying my first bottle of it was like, ooh, definitely an acquired taste. So I sat there and I drank about half the bottle. But believe it or not, like, I started noticing that my bloating was going down and I was feeling a lot better. I didn't feel like there was a balloon just expanding in my stomach anymore. And that was a big deal. And so I was like, well, you know, maybe it's just a fluke. Maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it was something else. And so I kept drinking it and I realized, wow, this is working. I mean, it's amazing. So most kombuchas can be found in like the health store aisles, organic sections, things like that. So you definitely need to go pick some up. Now, I've tried a lot of different brands, and this is where we're probably going to vary. There's a lot of different flavors, but my favorite is Kevita brand. I'll put that below in the link. So it's called Kevita, and it's the pineapple peach flavor. I think it's really good, especially people who might not like that fermented bite to it. This flavor calms it down a little bit, but it's amazing, easy to drink, so good, and I definitely recommend trying that flavor for sure. So what is kombucha? So kombucha is a traditional fermented drink made of black tea and sugar. Okay, so it contains tons and tons and tons of vitamins, minerals, and enzymes. And it's praised actually in a lot of cultures for having such incredible health benefits to it. I was suffering from bloating all the time. So I would say drink at least a half bottle per day if bloating is like a continuous, like chronic problem. So buy 4 or 5 bottles, drink about half, maybe more depending on how severe it is, every day. And you will see that maintenance of drinking that is going to make a massive difference in your bloating. But if you have mast cell, something that requires a low histamine diet, then drinking a bottle a day is not going to be good, because all that's going to do is activate those histamines and cause you to go into your reactions or flare-ups. But if you drink something that, or eat something that is higher in histamines, maybe once a week in a low dose, you'll be fine. You're really going to come into those problems, or at least my body really comes to those problems, when I'm eating or drinking things of high histamine levels every day. So I found out if I say, hey, I'm bloated, I'm going to drink a half a bottle or 3/4 a bottle once a week, or sips when I need it, then that's enough to help me without triggering my mast cell. So I hope that makes sense. But definitely the Kevita pineapple peach, best flavor. Number 2, Pedialyte. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard, okay, drink Pedialyte when you have a hangover, drink it if you're sick, gets you rehydrated. Well, there's a reason for that. Some people even compare the Pedialyte to the sports drinks, but that's not an accurate comparison, because Pedialyte has so many electrolytes in it. It also has a method of hydration that doesn't require it to be digested to work. So let me say that again. So the Pedialyte has an element to it that doesn't need to be digested in your stomach to work. So that means the second it hits your mouth, hits your glands, your cheeks, your throat, as it's moving down, it doesn't need to be broken down into that stomach acid to start working. It soaks up all the way down to your stomach. And that's what makes it so important, and that's what makes it so valuable. So I would say get a flavor of Pedialyte that you like and start drinking a glass of it every day, twice a day, to maintain that hydration. Okay, if you notice, each of these things kind of have an important department. So the Pedialyte's for that hydration, super important to keep up. If you're like me with chronic illness, you probably get dehydrated really easily, so stay on top of that, because it's much easier to maintain than to catch up with when you're already too dehydrated. Pedialyte is great for that. Then you have the fermentation and the probiotics and the kombucha, which is good for the bloating, inflammation, keeping those good antibodies in your body to prevent and help with any infection or ickiness that gets in your body. Third one, matcha. Not everybody thinks matcha is tasty, but what it is an all natural, safe caffeine alternative with an abundance of health benefits. So many health benefits, guys. And you really, really need to look into this if you are an avid coffee drinker, okay? Because not only is this a healthier alternative, it's going to give you your caffeine, but then it's also going to make you feel healthy and energized in the best way possible. So you'll get your caffeine, but your whole body will just feel clean and energized for the rest of the day. So the way I like to make it, and I'll put it in the description below, is I like to make a hot drink out of it. Get the powdered matcha, and I'll make a link, the powdered matcha, hot water, honey into it, and mix that up, and it is so good. Drink it in the morning. It makes a world of difference on your energy level and your mental focus. I'll put the link below to the recipe. But the benefits are, when you're drinking matcha, you ingest 100% of the green tea leaves and 100% of the nutrients. So all of these things that I'm mentioning are giving you 100% of what you're taking in, which is what we need, especially for people with gastroparesis and other chronic illness. We have a malabsorption problem most of the time, so we don't absorb everything that we get. So drinking things like this that are dense in nutrients, that are easy to digest, are going to make the biggest improvement for us. So matcha actually has 137 times more antioxidants than regular green tea. So it's something that you guys need to take advantage of, because your sister's on it and it is good. You need to do it. So more benefits for the matcha. It boosts your metabolism, guys, and burns those calories. It detoxifies effectively and naturally. So you're getting rid of those toxins in a natural way rather than doing some crazy enemas or fasts for a week. Okay, our bodies can't do that. Calms the body and relaxes the mind. This is so true. So it's going to help you keep that stress level low, because people I know with chronic illness, sometimes it's easy for us to get stressed out, or our diseases are triggered by stress. Do this. It's going to calm you down while it's doing all the other amazing things for your body. It's also rich in fiber and vitamins, very important. It enhances your mood and your concentration. I know with me, I get brain fog sometimes, and I'm having a hard time keeping in conversation or keeping an idea so I can write it down and do it. So this is going to help with that as well. It also helps prevent disease and lowers cholesterol and lowers blood sugar. Very, very, very important, guys. So those are the 3 things. I hope you go try them. I hope they show you those benefits. So please, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and most of all, comment below on whether you've tried these things and if they worked or didn't work, or if you have detailed questions about them. And if you have any secrets of yourself, let us know. I would love to hear them. Stay positive. I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.